Hello everyone and welcome back to the new year. This is host Maggie Ng for Toronto TV and we are on the Toronto TV live program. And I'd like to kick off the first show of today with a special guest named Alan Wong, who's also known as Sushi Boy. So let's welcome Alan.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. So why don't you start off the interview by kind of letting the audience know a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, like you said, my name's actually Alan Wong, but I go by the moniker Sushi Boy. Sushi Boy is my current band that I'm fronting, and what we're trying to do right now is get the sound out there and get my album released so that we can sort of develop a following and hopefully hit the road and start touring.
Great. So how did you come up with the name Sushi Boy?
Well, actually, Sushi Boy came from a cartoon strip that I tried to develop when I was in university. And basically what it was about was the life of an Asian Canadian boy who dreamt of being a rock star. And so we thought, what better name to give him than Sushi Boy, just make him sound very Asian. Of course, it never took off, but when I came back to Toronto, a friend of mine threw me on the bill to one of his shows and decided to call me Sushi Boy. And so the name sort of stuck with me since.
Great. So when did you start playing or singing?
Well, I've been playing and singing guitar for, and singing for, I don't know, since for probably about 10 years. But I kind of got off track for a little while, went to university, tried to do the good Asian boy thing and go to school and get a degree. And within the last sort of 4 years since I've come back to Toronto, started picking up the music and trying to get more integrated into the music scene.
And did you actually take music lessons or go to school for music at all?
No, totally self-taught. I mean, currently I've actually decided to start taking lessons because I've never had any formal training. So I'm taking fingerstyle guitar lessons with a great guitar teacher in Toronto named Darcy Wickham. So.
And what style of music do you think best describes what you do?
That's like the hardest question to ask any artist or musician. A lot of people say it's pop rock. I like to think of it as ambient rock, but yeah, I think in general it'd be categorized as pop rock.
And where do you get your inspiration from, like especially when you're writing your own songs or even with your CD, I mean your new release, like where do you draw that inspiration upon?
Basically I try and write about things that I understand and I know about, so I try and draw from my own life. Obviously you can't always do that, so I do find myself looking elsewhere, looking at the experiences of friends or people that I know, maybe even out of stories. I mean, basically, a good songwriter is a good storyteller. So what I just try and do is find a story that interests me and just try and tell it the best that I can.
So with your new release here, Raw, what was it like recording it? This particular project was actually, it was quite tough because right now I'm currently I'm the principal songwriter and I front the band, and I basically had to go out and recruit members to try and get my songs to a point where we could go in and record them. So what we ended up doing was my brother actually plays in a band in Toronto. They're called Vanderpark, and I borrowed some of the members there and contacted an old friend that I used to actually jam with back in high school. Brought him out, and we basically took 2 weeks to rehearse the material. Jammed as often as we could, tried to get the songs to where they are sort of right now, and we headed into the studios and recorded that in basically about 9 days. So yeah. Was there like an underlying theme behind all the songs that you wrote?
An underlying theme to the songs themselves. There wasn't one sort of all-encompassing theme for the songs. The album we decided to actually go with the title Raw, only because when we ended up going to actually record the tracks, everything ended up sounding kind of like live off the floor, and we thought it really represented our live sound when we do play live. So this CD is actually a really good representation of how we would actually sound if you went to see us live. So that's why we called it Raw.
So if you could collaborate with one artist, whether they're alive or deceased, who would it be and why?
I would say I'd want to collaborate with David Gray. He's a singer-songwriter from the UK. He's very popular right now. I think basically with his career, he's kind of done what any singer-songwriter would want to do. He started off as relatively unknown and developed his career and is now like an international success. So that's something that I absolutely love to do.
So other than David Gray, is there anyone else that you look up to, whether in music or just in life?
I guess, I mean, obviously there are, if we weren't looking at musicians, I guess I would look up to, you know, my dad and sort of what he's done for us. And, you know, he came here from Hong Kong when he was 17 and developed himself here and built a life. And, you know, if I could, if I can sort of do as well as he did, then I think I'd be very happy.
Great. Do you have to work another job to maintain, like, some sort of steady income?
Yeah.
We all know that saying where there's starving artists out there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not quite starving. I know some real starving artists. I do have a day job. You know, at this point in time in my life, I do need it. The music is a big portion of my life, but it can't be everything right now. I want it to be, but in order for me to live, I do need to work a day job. So yeah, I work in a cubicle like a lot of other people, and but I do crave to eventually to do this full time. It's my main career.
Yeah. And what exactly is your background, nationality?
Well, I'm an interesting mix. My mom's actually Japanese, and my dad is Hong Kong Chinese. So yeah, half Chinese, half Japanese.
Oh, very cool. And do you feel that being of any Asian descent has made it more difficult to succeed in this business?
I haven't personally seen any doors sort of shut in my face because of, you know, I haven't lost out on any opportunities specifically because I'm Asian. But I do think that it is a little bit more difficult for visible minorities to, and in this case, you know, Asians to make it in the industry. You don't really see, you know, in popular top 40 music, like at least in North America, any Asian, you know, pop stars. Obviously, in Asia, you're gonna definitely have that, but you haven't really seen that crossover yet. And I think North America, you know, should, or hopefully is on the verge of being ready for that, you know.
So how do your parents feel about you pursuing music? Are they very supportive?
I guess they're as supportive as any Asian parent can be towards their child. They acknowledge the fact that music has been a big part of my life, sort of, you know, ever since I was a teenager and everything. But you know, I think it's hard for them because they want to see you have some sort of sense of security, and trying to carve out your own path, especially through the arts, is not easy. You know, it's a very difficult thing to do. So they do, you know, they support me to the best that they can, but I think they'd like me to settle down and become a professional.
Yeah.
So.
What do you like and dislike about the music industry?
Right now, I think one of the big things that kind of bothers me is there's very little artist development because of like music downloading and the state of the industry with very little, you know, they say there's very little money going around, and they've gotten burned on so many, you know, next big bands that are coming up in the scene. They've kind of tried to sift all that out and just try and find a surefire way to make money. So you have a lot of artists that are being, you know, that are kind of made up, and, you know, it's more about the look than the music. You don't see a lot of bands being signed at a, you know, at an early point in their career that have a lot of potential and being able to be brought up through the ranks and then eventually, you know, be a relatively well-known act. That doesn't happen anymore. Music labels are just not doing that anymore. So that would probably be my my main dislike of it.
Do you have any other hobbies other than music?
Yes, I like to. Well, obviously, I'm very. I love to be active, so I'm in the gym a lot. I do a lot of yoga to relax and to you know, to find my inner peace. But yeah, those would be my two main hobbies, I'd say.
And what are your biggest accomplishments so far?
Well, I kind of look at this CD as my biggest accomplishment so far. It was self-released. It's obviously financed by myself. Everything, you know, everything that went into it, from the artwork, and you know, I had so much help from family and friends and people who really cared and wanted to be involved in the project. You know, whenever you take on a small project or a big project like this, it takes a lot of hours. You know, it's just you never know what you're really getting yourself into until you finally do it. So I'm really proud of this CD, and I'd say that that today this is sort of my you know, my biggest accomplishment.
And what do you hope to achieve in the future?
Well, hopefully I can eventually generate some sort of interest from a record label or management company, and be able to take this on a professional level, be able to tour, play music every day, play live shows. That's the dream, and hopefully that'll be the case.
So what do you think it takes to be successful?
Ooh, to be successful. I think a huge component of success is obviously passion. I think you have to be passionate about what you're doing, and you have to believe in what what you want. But of course, if you have all the passion in the world, if you don't have any drive or follow through, you'll never make it. So I would say it's a fine balance between drive and passion.
What would you be doing if you weren't creating music?
If I wasn't creating music, I would probably, I don't know, maybe I'd enroll in cooking school or something, and I'd be trying to cook and create food or something. It's kind of in me I need to exercise my creative side. So if it wasn't music, then yeah, maybe the culinary arts. I don't know.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself on a big touring bus, touring North America, hopefully doing a stadium tour, with and hopefully hopefully just being able to say that I'm part of the industry and have put my foot in the door and hopefully just working there. So
let's take a look at Alan's website. So here we have Sushi Boy.
The URL is www.sushiboymusic.com.
And did you want to kind of explain a little bit about the concept or the design?
The design, well, as you can see, it's an incredible design. Very functional. I don't know. I mean, it's laid out like a lot of musical sites that you'll go to, but something that I really think is really cool about this site, if you go into our gallery section, you can obviously check up on all the latest info about where we're going to be playing. You can learn more about me through my bio and things like that. But you can actually go into our gallery section and look at photos, look at live footage, things like that. And as well, obviously, one huge thing is you can buy my CD through the online store in here. So you can see here, this is just, you can kind of scroll through my pictures and all of that are online. So
yeah,
it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of different things on this site. But yeah, you can access our store and hopefully it'll show up. There it is. And we accept Visa and MasterCard, so it's always good.
Okay, so maybe you can explain a little more about your CD.
Well, let's have a look. You can see the cover. We went with the skeleton of a fish.
Okay.
Hence the name Raw.
Yeah.
It's a pretty standard. I would say in terms of what we went for layout, we wanted to keep it simple.
So if they want to get a little bit of sample of the music, you can find that online?
Definitely. You can go to the website, you can listen to music. You can see actually performances of us live. There are clips online with live performances up there. So yeah, it's a pretty cool site. So a lot of info there for you to check out.
So that wraps up the interview portion of this segment. We have a really special surprise from Alan because he's agreed to perform for us. He has a couple of songs and he also has a special guest that would like to perform with him. And it is actually his brother. It's Marcus Wong. So Marcus, if you wanted to come up and set up for your first song and introduce it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So the first song we're going to do is a song called Destiny. This is one of the newest songs that you can actually listen to online, something we've been working on, and we will unveil it for you today. I'm not scared. This is destiny. Look how far we go. 4 years falling under the radar. Set your sight on me now as I take you higher. I'm not broken, I'm not blind. This feels just like the first time. Reborn into this beautiful life. I'm not frightened, I'm not scared. This is destiny. This is destiny. I'm not broken, I'm not blind. I'm not broken, I'm not blind. I'm not broken, I'm not blind. I'm not broken. So I guess that was Destiny for those of you who just tuned in, and that's one of the new ones that I've just recently finished recording, which isn't on the CD, but you can catch it online. What we're going to do now is actually play you another song that does show up on the CD. This is called Love Is Gone. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not enough.
Marcus for the wonderful performance. Alan, do you have any last words you wanted to share with the audience?
Oh yes, basically.
Show that's coming up.
That's right. There's a show coming up on January the 26th, which is next Friday. We will be playing at Clinton's, down at Bloor and Clinton's in Toronto. We're going to be playing with some great bands. Big Stereo will be opening from Pickering, as well as Dave Bournes from Toronto, and the Lexicon of Demps. So if you like what you heard, come out and check out Sushi Boy at Clinton's, January the 26th.
And if they want to find out more of the event information, can they go online onto your website?
That's right. They can go onto my website and they can check out info there. Also, it's listed on my MySpace, so there's a link to my MySpace account as well. Okay. Oh, and one more thing, Maggie. For having us on the show, Sushi Boy would like to give you a T-shirt. So thank you.
Wow, thank you, Alan. That's great. Okay, so thank you for your wonderful and soulful performance, and best of luck to you with your music career. Congratulations with your new release, CD. So stay tuned. We're going to take a short break and get ready for our next segment. Up next, we'll have interviews with Stuart Brown and Catherine Lee, and they'll be interviewing Anita Lee, who is one of our new hosts on Toronto TV. So welcome, Anita. And we'll also have another interview with Christine. So this is Maggie Ng of Toronto TV, and this is the Toronto TV Live program, and I'm just saying bye now. Thank you.